Hello, everybody.
Sorry for the delay. We had our early technical difficulties so that we could work through it before we got
Right,
up here.
right, yeah. So that hopefully, we got that out the way. But honestly, I won't be touching my screen because I think that will help. So,
Oh,
or,
I'm not. I don't want to touch anything right now. As long
yeah,
as I don't want to mess anything up.
right,
But I think I am doing the welcome this week, Oslin.
absolutely.
So I wanted to say welcome to Pages and Perspectives with T and Oslin. Hello, welcome, welcome. This is a live book club where we explore meaningful books through open conversation and shared reflection. You don't have to be caught up to join in on this live. Just come as you are. So that is
Mhm.
our welcome to you. This is a safe space.
Mhm.
Whatever we share in here is just what we share. It's not
Right.
about judging people. We're not going to place any judgment on anything. We just want your perspective, hence our name, Pages and Perspectives. So, welcome everybody.
Absolutely. And I was gonna say, when you were saying whatever you share here, and you were like, it's your perspective. That's what we can
Yeah,
say. It's just your perspective, and
yep.
it's not going to be labeled or judged or none of that. None of that
Mm-mm.
energy. The more you have different perspectives, like we were just talking about when we started T, when you have different perspectives and stuff, you allow yourself to grow. So this
You
is
absolutely
literally
do.
an hour dedicated to growth, personal
Yes,
growth, whatever, however we do it.
I agree, Oslin. I agree. This week of reading was something.
Yeah.
It was a lot
Yeah.
crammed into those two chapters.
Right. Yes.
I
Yeah.
am so glad we decided not to do three chapters at a time because
Right.
I don't think we would have been able to properly
Yeah.
delve
Right. Yeah.
into
I
it.
feel I feel the same way, and I also ran into my same issue I had on week one, which is underestimating it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like after reading it, it's like, wait, huh? Like, it's like,
Yep.
hmm, hmm. But like I said last time, and I always say this, the overview part of it really helps me pull it together.
It
Whether
does.
I'm preparing it or listening to it, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, it really does help.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that though. It's a really a different kind of book in a lot of ways, but I'm enjoying it.
Yes. A
Yeah.
lot of stories too. And I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that. A lot of different stories.
Yep. And I also want to say happy March 1st, everyone. Not only is it Sunday, it's March 1st. I just love those types of, things that line up like that.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Osland, this is my horrible work month. This is the
Oh,
end of my
really? I thought it
half.
was September, or it's
No,
twice a
no,
month.
it's two of them.
Okay.
So this is
Yeah.
the first half, and then the second half is in September. So
Oh,
today through the 31st. So I will be scattered up here
yeah. I was
and
gonna say,
just
March Madness has a literal term for you.
yes. Yes. And that's exactly what it is. So pray for me.
Yes, I
Please
will.
pray
I
for me.
definitely will. I definitely will. Because I'm like excited, like, yeah, March Madness, da 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 da. Da. And I'm not necessarily talking about basketball, just like it's like a theme for March. But if it's your
Mhm.
busy work season, it's literally that.
It's horrible. I cannot wait to just have this behind me. But then I don't want to wish the month away because something spectacular could happen. Yeah,
True.
my grandmother used to
Absolutely.
always say that. Don't wish your time away.
Oh wow, I
So
love that. And it's very,
yeah.
very, very true. That's
Mm-hmm.
so true. Yeah. I
Yep.
like that. Well, with that being said, T, I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the chapter
Okay.
overviews of chapter 3 and 4. Now, I do have notes because, like T said, it's a lot. So I will be looking down for for our notes, to keep us on track. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, chapter 3 is titled "You Are Not Special." In this chapter, the author argues that our obsession with being exceptional, like as in exceptionally great or exceptionally bad, because some people do have that, like exceptionally misunderstood, it always keeps us stuck. So what he's saying is we've been raised in a culture that overemphasizes being extraordinary. Okay, so we've and honestly, T, when I first heard that and started listening to him, it challenged my own personal beliefs because I literally do believe that everybody is special and unique. I totally believe that, and I don't not believe that. Well, what I do say, and I've always said, is you have to tap into it. Like it's your like it's almost like to me, it's like your life's journey to tap into that greatness,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. You know what I mean? But I do believe everybody is. Not everybody can manifest it. Not everybody can go through the loops in life to get there. But I do believe everybody is special. So when I
Well,
first read
everybody is
that,
special in that they're unique.
yeah,
However, how and ever,
yeah,
how and ever,
hmm
everybody is special in that everybody is unique. You are a
right,
special creation,
hmm
you know, uniquely
yeah,
you.
right,
But everybody's not extraordinary
yeah, right,
because if
exactly,
we
yeah,
were all extraordinary, the word extraordinary wouldn't exist
right.
because we would all be the same.
Or it would exist in the broken down meaning of extraordinary. I always thought that was interesting because it's
Hmm.
like you're ordinary, then you're extraordinary, but extraordinary is extraordinary.
Hmm. So if we were all extraordinary,
Right.
that's
Nobody would be
that would
special.
be the norm. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
right.
extraordinary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I'm sorry. Go on
Oh
with
no.
your
Oh no, no, no
greatness.
problem. So he's basically saying that we're raised in a culture that emphasizes being exceptional, whether it's to entitlement, um,
Mm,
um, constantly needing to feel special creates fragility. He
oh.
says, and he also says that accepting ordinariness basically makes us more emotionally stable. We have less disappointments in life. If we don't have this bar of like perfection for ourselves that
Hmm.
we don't meet. So in this chapter, he tells the story of Jimmy. Jimmy is someone who believes he's smarter than everyone. He believes he deserves success. He believes that the world doesn't recognize his talent. However, this is the main part. He avoids hard work and responsibility. So instead of putting forth effort to be great, which is kind of what I was leading to T, is
Yes.
that even with us being all different and unique, I do also feel that we all have a special gift.
Hmm.
I just believe that, and but I do also believe that not everyone taps into it for whatever reason.
Right.
Maybe you don't believe you have it. Maybe you don't want to put the work in once you discover it. Maybe you don't, but not everyone taps into it. But I do feel like we're created with this. So, but Jimmy, the example of Jimmy, he talked about it. He talked about it. He presented himself in a way, but on the other side, he didn't do. He avoided hard work and responsibility.
Mm,
So the point of this is when your value is I must be extraordinary, you will always feel inadequate. He also says that basically when you stop needing to be exceptional, you learn to take responsibility, you stop blaming your circumstances, and you're able to grow silently without preaching
yes.
it to everyone, and it's more stable. Let's see what else for chapter 3. Oh, yeah. So he did have another example on chapter 3 also, which is the example of being caught at school with drugs, which was very interesting. He gave the whole narrative of him being in class, sitting in class. The teacher comes to the door, asks for him. Teacher's not saying a word. Makes him open up his locker, search his locker. So he drew the whole picture of what happened.
Vividly.
Um, yeah, and basically, honestly, when I was reading T, I was thinking, what is the what is the God looking for? I'm like, what? But come to find out, and the principal searched everything. He searched his book bag till it was flat. He even asked him straight up, did you bring drugs to school? He said no, right to him. And as the principal was about to give up and hand the backpack back to him, he felt something in his backpack. And when he looked, he had marijuana.
Yep. Whole
And
time lying.
whole time lying. Yeah, whole time lying. And so yeah, he uses that example to paint a couple of different things, which would be the way he drew it out is the opposite of, thinking that you're extraordinary and special and unique and gifted is thinking that you are not, thinking that you are misunderstood, you're never meant to be understand, you're thinking that you are like uniquely different. It's kind of twisted when you think about it, because it's like you think that you're uniquely different because, but not in a good way. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean?
Like your circumstances of suffering are unique to you.
Yeah.
That like nobody else has gone through what you've gone through. Nobody else has
Right.
experienced what you've experienced. Yours is just the worst of the worst, and it's only you. Only
Right.
you can relate to that. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, the message in that is sometimes we can use our mistakes to build identity around our misfortunes and basically like use that as a shield to go through life, just feeling like, let's just say, was my parents were divorced. Nobody understands what happened to me after my parents got divorced, which is also part of his story too. He had a couple of different things that he could just build upon that makes him this person that nobody gets. But the whole time he's not taking accountability, he's not, like trying to better himself. He's using the things that happen to him in life as an excuse to mistreat people and get away with it. And so yeah, that was a really good example also.
Yes.
All right. So the overall point of chapter 3 is you are not uniquely extraordinary, and you're not uniquely cursed. You're human, and that's the whole point of it. I feel like the title says you're not special. It sounds like, oh, excuse me, but it's actually meant to be freeing. You're not special, so you don't have to worry about doing everything perfectly. You don't
Hmm.
have to worry about excelling in all these different things. You don't have to worry about reckoning. You're not special. Like, but, but to take it as something that's actually freeing, not something that's like demeaning to you.
Yeah, I thought the title was tricky too because it kind of seemed like almost a insult,
Yes. Uh-huh.
but it
Right.
wasn't an insult. It was
Right.
freeing, like you said. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. And then we have chapter 4, which is the value of suffering. The core idea of this chapter is our problems are shaped by our values. If we choose poor values, we suffer poorly. If we choose strong values, our suffering becomes meaningful. We don't get to choose whether or not we suffer, which is also something we touched on last week, about pain and
Hmm.
suffering. So you don't get to choose whether or not you suffer. You choose what you suffer for. And how you choose that is usually dependent on what things you value.
Yes.
So in this chapter, he had one example of an army officer. He shares the story of a soldier who was captured and tortured as a prisoner of war. The officer survived brutal conditions, not because he avoided suffering, because he couldn't avoid suffering in that position. However, he had a value bigger than himself. He valued his position of defending his country. He valued loyalty, endurance. And so, even though he suffered as a prisoner of war, it wasn't meaningless to him because it was attached to something that gave him purpose.
Yes.
All right. And then he went down and kind of gave some ideas about what are good values versus not good values. um Good values are, and also good is like good, like this, because your values will always determine your own experience. A lot of times we have values that come from how we were raised, our culture, and things like that. But good and bad is it's subjective. However, he aligns that good values are reality based, socially constructive, immediate and controllable. Bad values are superficial, externally dependent, uncontrollable. And he also gives different examples of what those are.
Mm.
So those are the high level overviews of chapters 3 and 4. And now we will share our reflections. T, would you like to
That was
kick
a
us off?
great overview, Oslin. You
Thank you.
touched on a lot of things. My reflection on this, probably the thing that stuck out to me the most was you mentioned it already about the irony of the title of the chapter 4. I actually
Hmm.
wrote that down.
Oh
That it
yeah.
was, oh, not 4 but 3.
Hmm.
Um because I went into it thinking, okay, he's going to tell us that we all suck because he
Yeah.
says we're not special. But that was not what he was saying at all.
Hmm.
You know, he was basically telling us to that we are flawed,
Hmm.
but what we do with that suffering and those flaws is really what makes all the
Right.
difference. So I was like,
Absolutely.
oh, okay. It isn't what I thought. I was like, I thought he was just going to go through a whole chapter telling us how much
Yeah.
how awful we are.
Right.
But the biggest thing to me stuck out in also in chapter 4, where he was breaking down the different stories and how I really related to the Dave Mustaine and Pete Best
Hmm.
variations of their stories. If you don't know who they are, Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica.
Hmm.
Had a He had a score to settle. He
Right.
was like, I'm gonna be better than them, basically, because he got kicked out of the group. He
Hmm.
formed another great band, Megadeth.
Hmm.
They had a lot of success, but not as high as Metallica. Everybody knows Metallica, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not as much success as them. So he was still bitter.
Hmm.
Even though he did make something of being kicked out of a band, working his butt off, forming a new band, and he,
Hmm.
he really did the thing, but he still wasn't satisfied because his value
Hmm.
was to be better than Metallica.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Hmm.
Then you flip that to, I think it's Pete Best, if I'm not mistaken. Beatles, they kicked
Hmm.
him out of that group
Hmm.
before they brought in Ringo. He had the same experience, kicked out of a band that was, oh my God, who's bigger than the Beatles? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like,
Right.
this man never, he had some small successes, still did gigs, still whatever, but he had a much simpler life. He was not
Hmm.
in the public spotlight like that. He just had a wife, he had kids, but he was extremely fulfilled.
Hmm.
He was happy. He was content with what he had. He It was a better life for him.
Right.
And I like those two stories because even though they're very similar in the
Hmm.
scope of what happened to each person, it goes to show what means more to different people.
Right.
I think lots of times when we think about people living their lives and them living like a simpler life,
Hmm.
a lot of times people kind of look down on that because we very
Hmm.
much live in a very over the top society.
Yes.
You have to have the
Hmm.
best car, the best house, the best clothes, the best shoes, the best
Yeah.
everything to
Right.
be whatever it is that society deems
Hmm.
is, I don't know, successful or it.
Right. Right. And it's always a
And
moving target too, by the way.
yes, yes, and if you notice, the people who have those things never really seem satisfied. But that's
Hmm.
another story. That's another
Hmm.
story in and of itself. But when a person generally wants to live a simpler kind of life,
Hmm.
there's almost like a twinge of sadness from people.
Yeah.
like you're shortchanging yourself.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
I've experienced that even personally. Like, my manager and I talk about a lot about our different retirement plans, what we want to do.
Mhm.
And my version of what I would want to do, I just really want to have some land, do
Mhm.
a garden,
Mhm.
stuff like that. He's like, I want a maid and go travel the world. I don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but he kind of looks at me like kind of like sad.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you're not you're not going to have like that's not retirement. He was
Right.
like, "You
Right.
still want to work?" He's
Mhm.
like, "Gardening is work." Like you
Mhm.
still want to do.
Yeah.
But that goes to show the differences though in the values of different people, and it doesn't make his values wrong.
Right.
It
Mhm.
doesn't make mine wrong.
Mhm.
And that kind of proves what you were saying about the subjectiveness
Yes.
of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's all about the person.
Right. Exactly. Oh, when
Yeah.
you were saying the part about like simplicity, I can
Mm-hmm.
only speak for myself with that one. And my thing is, um, I would only feel like that if somebody didn't believe that they were capable.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't believe, if you saying that you want, because I have talked to people like that. Like they'll have things. I'm not talking about necessarily retirement, but even think career, and they'll think,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a manager at Ross. That's my goal. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be a manager at Ross. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a manager at Ross. If that's your top goal and that's just yours, great. Work towards it. Be the best manager ever. But is that a ceiling for you? Do you feel like it's a ceiling for you? Because if it's a ceiling for you, I'm going to tell you it's absolutely not. You know what I mean? But if you know what you are capable of and you say, this is what I want to do, then hey, good. Because doing anything else would be, first of all, inauthentic to you and you will not be happy. You
Mm-hmm.
know? But sometimes and honestly I don't feel sad and I don't ever like say anything to people unless I know them like that. But that would be my only thought. If somebody's talking about, something and it seemed like that's it. Because is that all you want? Is that really all you want? Or is that all you think you're capable of? Because,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's a disconnect with people. But no, I'm like you, T. I'm like you and your boss. But I also my thing though is that I want it like 10 years from now. I do not plan to
You're a
be.
hybrid.
Yeah, yeah, I
You're a
am.
hybrid. Mm-hmm.
But like my thing would just be retirement. Period. That's what I want. These ones
Yeah.
like. But
But I
anyway,
just use that for an example.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have another, like a person that I know that doesn't want to move into management, like has
Hmm.
the opportunity to,
Right. Hmm.
but it's not fulfilling for them. They don't want to
Right.
put in that kind of effort. They just
Hmm.
want to be, her explanation to me was, I just want to work. I just want to be a worker.
Yes.
I don't want
Hmm.
any responsibility for anybody else. I
Yep.
don't want to have to do that.
Yep.
And I
Absolutely.
respect that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I think that, like you said, sometimes we get so caught up though in, people almost feel bad for people who feel that way. Like,
Right.
oh, they don't think that they
Yeah.
can do it. Sometimes it's not that.
Sometimes
Sometimes
it's
it's
not
just
that.
that that's not their value.
Right, absolutely. And honestly, it's crazy because I can relate to that on a personal level now with my like going back into mortgage. Being a part of a team means that I get to work on loans. That means I do not
Mm-hmm.
have to market myself as a mortgage lender. I do not have to build realtor relationships and all the moving parts. I work on the loan. I structure it. I make sure, and it's like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, this is a dream. You know what I mean? Like this is a dream. Like I was talking to the girl that I work for, and she was basically saying, because it's her brand. So she's like, it's like because we're new to working with each other. She didn't know if it would be okay for her to call me like an assistant, or if I wanted that recognition of like
Mm.
I'm a loan officer. I'm like, girl, I just want to do these loans and make my money. I don't care about none of that. I would
See, you
literally,
sound like me because I don't
yeah,
care.
I would
I don't
literally
care what you
be
call me.
invisible. Like I don't care. Okay, that just is not my. I just want the loans to close, and I just want to collect my money and go about my business. But that's one of those things where somebody might want, they might value being
Mm-hmm.
seen. So it's definitely your own personal preference. But that was a good example that he used
Mm-hmm.
because it makes you wonder. Or what was one of the questions that he was asking? Basically saying how the values that you have are shaped on things that you don't really have control over in the beginning. Like the family that you're born into, your culture, maybe your religion. Can you think of some other examples? Just like different things that
He gave a
help us.
good example that breaks it down. He gave that family example. He was angry with his brother because his
Mhm.
brother didn't call him and text him. And
Yes.
he
Uh
felt
huh.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
my brother doesn't care enough for me because he doesn't call me and text me all the time.
Right.
Even though he knows that his brother loves him,
Hmm.
he loves his brother. But society says you're supposed to be close. You're
Yeah.
supposed to want to be in touch all the time. You're
Hmm.
supposed to want to basically, really be tight in each other's lives. And that was his value because that's what the world says. The world says for us to be close, we have to be talking all the time and texting all the
Right.
time and
Right.
and but
That's
once
not
he
always
re-
true.
right. And once he realized that this is just the type of relationship my brother and I have. We respect each other. We
Right.
love each other.
Hmm.
It doesn't diminish that, but we just don't have that type of closeness, and that's okay.
That's okay. Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
that was a good example to kind of show how it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good example. And also, I'm sorry, forgive me for my brain today.
Oh,
But
you're fine.
oh, like bringing it back to the actual title of the book, how could we, when it comes to our values, how can we decipher what to give a care about and what not to? How can we
Mm-hmm.
rearrange our own values to where we have an abundance of peace, so to speak? You know what I mean? That's just something to think about. You know what I mean? Like, what is something that is stressing me out or is makes me angry, but it's or is making me feel pain and suffering, but it may be attached to a value that I actually didn't put in place or a value that's outdated to me. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, that's something that I would personally meditate on and think about because I can relate to the family thing. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Yeah, I grew up very, 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 very close knit, tight family. Like I consider my family to be the people I grew up in my house with. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And just over the years, things have changed so much. You know what I mean? And a part of me like aches because of it. But at the same time, it's like I wonder if you could like pocket that value. Pocket it, pocket that value. Say family closeness meant a lot to me then, but this is a value that I can move from um
Hmm.
because it's not serving me right now, or I don't know.
Or that you could use maybe for your future family, your
Yes,
family,
right.
like
Yeah,
something
that
that you
is the
would
other
hold
side of
close
it.
for. Yeah, on the other
Yeah,
side. Yeah.
no, honestly, that is the other side of it. And what the
Mm-hmm.
T, that's the Oslin and T thing, because without even telling you that, that's exactly the other side of it that I
Mm-hmm.
thought about. You know what I mean? Like just
Yep.
having my own family, and but that's just a question that I would also suggest to people that are watching, live or on the replay. What is something in your life that may be stressing you out, may be painful, and it's attached to a value that maybe needs to be revisited or completely removed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now there was another example. T, I'm gonna need your help on this one. It's chapter 3,
Uh-huh.
where he was talking about overly positive. Overly positive.
Ooh, that was part of actually what I was going to talk about for the gym drop
Oh,
about
good. Okay,
being
okay,
overly positive
okay.
because I thought that was a little nugget there
Yeah.
too about he's talking about being actually I have to find it. I had a little sticky in here. My sticky fell out.
Hmm.
But yeah, let me see if I can get to it. Now I have to find it because my sticky fell out.
Okay. Well, it's fine. Well, I was just gonna say about that part. He talks about, how it is good to be a positive person. It
Mm-hmm.
is good to be a positive person. It's good to be optimistic. However, um, no matter how optimistic you are, it does not take away the fact that life sucks a lot sometimes. Terrible things happen to good people.
Mm-hmm.
And the part I was really needing your help on is how he brought that into like um how just admitting that can really help you. You know what I mean?
Yes. He called it God, it was some he said it was actually in chapter 4.
Mhm.
Denying negative emotions actually leads to experiencing deeper and more prolonged negative emotions
Mhm.
and to emotional dysfunction.
Mhm.
Constant positivity is a form of avoidance. You're actually avoiding the problem. You
Mhm.
know the person that's like they're constantly chipper
Right.
and nothing's ever bothering them even though
Mhm.
they have some kind of life issues that pops up because
Right.
everybody does.
Yeah.
But it's always I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm okay, things are great. That kind of person,
Mhm.
they're avoiding those things. They're avoiding any problems that they have. And
Exactly.
he's
I'll.
saying that it makes them dysfunctional
Mhm.
because it's not a valid solution to life's problems. Problems which, by the way, if you're choosing the right values and metrics, should be invigorating you to solving them.
Mhm. Right.
So being just saying, okay, I can take letting it roll off your back
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's avoidance.
Right. It
That's
is.
you not wanting
Yeah.
to deal with what is happening. So you're just saying, oh, I'll just let it roll off my back. Because even in situations where I have done that, eventually
Mhm.
that rolling off the back,
Mhm.
there's only so many rolls
Right.
that you're going to take
Absolutely.
because you're still holding it. You're still holding it inside,
Right. Yeah. That's a really
you
good
know?
point.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
that
really
was
good
that
point.
part, Oslin. It was in chapter 4. My little sticky was stuck in the middle of the
Yeah.
book.
So like for me for that, man, it's a lot. Like I really do love this book so far because it's like it seems like simple ideas, but they can be so expensive also. You know what I mean? Hmm. But I forgot what I was gonna say about that. Sorry. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read some comments. I said I wasn't gonna
Yes.
touch the
I
screen,
know I
but
saw Sabrina in here and I saw someone else and I can't even I'm too
hi
afraid to
Marco.
touch anything. I'm going to
I
click
know
out
I
of
am
stuff.
too. Yeah.
But hello
Being extra
everyone.
careful. Hi Marco
And this time
Robertson.
Oslin, I pinned the link to come on. I pinned it to each one of them so that they can just click on that.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Sabrina. She said I don't need a title. I'm the same way, Sabrina.
I don't care what you call me. Just put my money in the bank on time.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Right. And for me, really, when it comes to my particular job, it's like I'm actually building a personal brand. So I don't want to be bogged down with building a personal
Mm,
brand and having to market myself for mortgage. No,
I
that's just
love
too
that.
much. that's stressful. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like I do not want to do that.
Absolutely love that.
Sabrina said that's crazy. I was actually be manager and turned it down. I don't need a title. No, I totally understand that. Someone spoke in
Hmm.
Spanish. I don't know what you said, but hello to you. Um,
Yes, there was somebody I couldn't understand what they had written, but I hope that they saw that we are acknowledging they are here and we are thankful that they are here.
yes, absolutely. Um, so T, did you want to do your gym drop now, or is that like did you say it or you
Well, I kind of said it, but I think I'll shift to this part. Um, those five um bullet points that he had about values.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to kind of make a synopsis, though. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
These are the examples that he provided for common values that create problems for people. Pleasure is number one. Pleasure is great, but it's a horrible value to prioritize your life around. Ask any drug addict how this pursuit of pleasure turned out. Ask an adulterer who shattered her family and lost her children whether pleasure ultimately made her happy. Pleasure is a false god and it's marketed to us 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we fixate on, it's what we use to numb and distract ourselves. But pleasure, while necessary in life in certain doses, isn't by itself sufficient. So that was number one. Number two, material success. Um, Many people measure their self worth based on how much money they make, or what kind of car they drive, or whether their front lawn is greener and prettier than the next door neighbors. And he's saying the problem with the material success being your factor, overvaluing material success is the danger of prioritizing it over other values such as honesty, nonviolence, and compassion.
Mm-hmm.
When people measure themselves not by their behavior, but by the status symbols they can afford, then not only are they shallow, but they're probably a-holes as well.
Yep. Yes.
Number three was always being right, because our brains constantly want to be right.
Mm-hmm.
We consistently make poor assumptions, misjudge probabilities, misremember facts, and give biases, cognitive biases. And we make decisions on our emotional whims.
Mm-hmm.
It's far more helpful to assume that you're ignorant and don't know a lot because it keeps you unattached to superstition or poorly informed beliefs and promotes a constant state of learning and growth. I firmly, firmly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That if you, the more you know that you don't know,
Right.
the better you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then staying positive was that final bullet point, number four. And that was what we talked about previously
Mm-hmm.
about you cannot there are those who measure their lives by the ability to be positive about, well, pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Lost your job? Great. That's an opportunity to explore passions. Your husband cheated on you with your sister? Well, at least you're learning what you really mean to people around you. Your child dying of throat cancer? At least you don't have to pay for college anymore. Basically, they're constantly trying to find that person that finds the sunny side of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked about before, that's avoidance.
Right.
You're not addressing the problems that you have. Some things hurt. They hurt us.
Yep.
Some things make us suffer. Like we
Mm-hmm.
feel that.
Right.
To act like you just don't and just put on your happy face. I think
Yep.
about, you know what I heard in my head?
Hmm.
Tears of a Clown, like the old Smokey Robinson song.
I can't recall it.
where
Come on.
he talks about how when he's out in public, he's smiling, he's happy, he's
Mm-hmm.
always smiling, but his girl left him.
Mm.
And when he's alone, he's crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's putting on a show for everybody.
Right.
That's
Right.
what
Yeah.
that's what I got from that.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And I remember my thought from like maybe 10 minutes ago came back because we're talking about this again.
mhm,
Um, those people that are always super super, and it's not even being chipper, that don't bother me.
mm,
It's the people that, like he described, are unable to acknowledge when something is just really not a good situation. You know what I mean? To me, those are the people that end up on Snapped.
yes, yes,
Those are people that end up on
yep.
Snapped. Like, whoa, it'd be the craziest stories. Like, golly, but you wonder why, because you try to bury over every single thing. Oh, it's so happy and positive. Like you are so afraid of admitting that something hurts you, something that's terrible. You know what I mean? And you feel like you're doing the right thing by adding a positive spin to everything, but look, like this part T on right where you were.
Mhm.
It says it says anger is natural. Anger is a part of life. Anger
Yes.
is arguably quiet. Our anger is arguably quite healthy in many situations. Now, without going into all that, that's just the truth though.
Mhm.
Like, it might not be emotion that we want to live in all the time, but when it comes up, it's important to address it. You know what I mean? Especially if it's because for me personally, my mom taught me choose your battles. She
Mhm.
she she definitely instilled in me to choose my battles, and I do choose my
Mhm.
battles. Um However, like, not everything. So sometimes when something is a pattern, you know what I mean? Especially in a relationship, whether it's a working relationship, love relationship, friendship,
Mhm.
family. If you come across a pattern, it's not necessarily choosing your battles if you um gloss over it. That's two completely different
Yes.
things. Because like you mentioned
Mhm.
earlier, see, if you're able to address it, you can come to a conclusion or a resolution. You bring it into their awareness that maybe somebody's doing something that bothers you, and then you can start on another path.
Mhm.
So why put it on yourself to keep trying to keep the peace and not saying nothing, because you're literally gonna snap, you
Mhm.
know,
Can
no
you
matter how long it
imagine,
takes.
like, even in that example when he gave of the child dying, and their thought is to be positive, at least you don't have to pay for college anymore. If I
Yeah,
had a dying child and somebody said that to me,
yeah,
I would lose it. I would
right,
spaz. That is not you can listen to that sentence and see how inappropriate and disjointed. That's almost
right,
like emotionless.
absolutely, yeah. And then this might be a little controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Um, Another example of that to me is if somebody loses a child or a parent or anybody, and you hear people say that God needed another angel.
Yeah.
To me, based on my personal beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
that could not be further away from the truth, because a sovereign God Almighty does not need to take your loved ones to, because he needed another angel. Like, people say that, and some people do find comfort in it. It kind of depends on what you understand and what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that because of what my spiritual beliefs are. I just don't believe that God does that to people. So some people do find comfort in it, but it's also very hard. Like, you know what I mean? It could put a strain on your relationship with God if you believe that, because
Mm-hmm.
you're like, why my daughter? Why my son? Why my
Why
mom?
would you select me
Why did you select
for that?
me to
Yeah.
take a person away from me? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So
It could build resentment.
it could build
It's
resentment.
just one of those.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I have learned it's better to say nothing at all and just
Yeah.
listen.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to listen than to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
because lots of times when people are experiencing emotion and they're hurting or going through something, that's really what they're seeking.
Yeah.
They aren't seeking you to fix it.
Hmm.
And I think as human beings, though, we naturally gravitate to trying to fix.
Right.
But I don't think that that's most of the time, that's not the case. Sometimes they just want you to listen.
Yep.
They just want a
Absolutely.
shoulder,
Hmm.
just to know you're there.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's like I just know it's like you said, you made that perfect analogy about Snap.
Yeah.
That snapped
Hmm.
analogy is so dead on because I
Yeah.
just picture the person just pushing down. That's how I
Hmm.
equate it to, just pushing it down. Keep
Hmm.
pushing it down. At some
And
point,
not only pushing it down, but also glossing over it with
mhm,
positivity. Yeah.
yep. And there's only so much pushing down and glossing over you're gonna do.
Yeah. I also like I like all of the I like that this was your gem drop because they're all really good. The one about always being right is one that on the surface I would say I'm pretty good at that because the thing is, I often admit that I don't know everything. I often admit these things. I love being open to learning. However, when I feel like I'm right and there's no way I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Bingo.
it's like no, like yeah, I can easily admit I do not know everything. I'm not, I do not know everything. I'm not always right. I may get something wrong. However, for the moments that I do feel like I'm right, it's like that's why I said like on the surface, I'm like, oh, I do that, but then when you really think about it, you have to really not be okay. You have to really be okay with not always being right, even when you think
Mm-hmm.
that you're right. Not just it's not just enough to accept that you will be wrong sometimes. Even when you think you're right, are you open to that not being true? Are you open to that?
Yeah. I think that's really more what he's saying. Are you
Hmm.
open to seeing another way of
Right.
looking at something and possibly questioning whether you have more to learn?
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Hmm.
Yeah. But that's a good one, Osmond. That is a
Yeah,
good
that
one.
is a good
Because I'm
one.
like that too. If I feel like I'm right on something, it's like, man,
Yeah.
I start pulling out stuff. Let me open
Yes. I'm going to show
Google
you
it.
why I'm right.
Pull up Chat GPT. Let's get an encyclopedia. I got a dictionary. Like, what do you need? I'm gonna
Right. Yeah.
but, you know, are you open to be like, well, maybe there's another perspective of this or a side of it that you don't.
Or a side, exactly, or a perspective,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All of those things are beneficial. Um, it was so much good in this chapter.
Mm-hmm. That family
But
stuff really stuck out though.
for which part? Like him and his brother or another
Mm-hmm.
part? Oh yeah.
Because it's like it may just make me think about, you know how we'll be like, well, so and so doesn't call me
Hmm.
and they don't do this, they don't, and your automatic thought is like maybe they don't care about you,
Hmm. Yeah.
but maybe that's just not their way. That's just
Right.
not their thing. Like they, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Does it actually mean they don't care? Does it actually mean they don't love you?
Yeah, that's true. I'm honestly, well, I can't think of too many people, but I think about my nieces and my nephews. Because I always give them like that extra, benefit of the doubt of just being teenagers and
Mm-hmm.
really young adults. But if I text them and they don't respond, it don't make me upset, but it really do make me think like, dang, they don't really love me like I love them. Like it really does
Aww.
make me feel like, but it is what was I saying before that? I forgot. I was saying it based on what you were saying, but I forgot what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
We didn't
That,
even.
that's
I guess if anyone wants to come up, I have the link pinned. So click that link, and I'm gonna put
please
it in the
stop clicking.
chat as well. If you do have a perspective you would like to share. Um, I'm going to actually put it in the chat because we love hearing from others too.
Yep. And we got more time because it's technically 3 minutes till, but we came on a little late, so we're gonna do our full hour.
Did it even post? Did it post? I don't think so.
Yeah, but that values chapter, it really is interesting, and from a personal growth standpoint, that's something that I'm gonna really take into account. I might even turn that into like a journal prompt or something, because I really do need to reevaluate that. Especially, I feel like where I'm at in my life now. Um, I'll be 30 in a couple months, and
Ooh, that's a
y-
milestone.
that's a milestone. Yeah,
We
30 is a
got
milestone.
milestone birthdays the same year.
We sure do. Yeah, because we're like 20 years apart.
Yes, almost exactly 20 years apart.
Yeah, yeah. Because you 76 and I'm 96.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, and that's just me anyway. Like, I am just that type of person that wants to know what I could do better. But also, I've been learning a lot more about, because when you talk about, you may hear people talk about like alignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know a whole lot, you might think it's kind of woo woo, maybe. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. However, alignment has a lot to do with your nervous system. Like, there's a scientific connection to being in alignment and how your nervous system feels in a situation. And so our nervous system in alignment is very calm, relaxed, just like flowy. That's how we're designed. When we're in a situation that might not be alignment, and when I say in a situation, I mean like maybe your thoughts, maybe something you're thinking about, maybe a goal that you have. When you start to feel a little like this, that's really a sign of misalignment. We don't really acknowledge it like that because we kind of just group everything together. But I feel like one of my goals as I'm coming on 30 is to just double check, is are the things that I say I want in life in alignment with where I am now? How does this feel in
Mm-hmm.
my body? How does this feel in my nervous system? Like, um so I'm definitely going to turn the values thing into something to actually just think about and write out and really understand, because it's like a blank slate. I feel like I have a blank slate. Like, what do I want to bring to this blank slate? What do I want to keep off? It's kind of what do I want to, what do I want to create? What do I want to do differently? You know?
Look who we have.
Who is it?
It's Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina.
Sabrina! Hey, Sabrina!
I
I
said,
was so excited.
And then when you said that, I was looking in the comments and I was like, oh snap, she's on
Yes.
here.
oh wait, what happened here? Oh, I don't know how to mess with this. I don't want to touch anything. But how you ladies are doing?
Doing good.
Let me jump on and say hello.
Thank you. How
I
are
was
And to
trying.
you?
everybody here, if you do not know Sabrina, please check her out.
Yes,
Becoming Her,
Thank you.
Sabrina. Please check out her channel.
Thank
absolutely.
you. Okay, so I definitely need to get that book. I don't know if I'm gonna get the book soon because I'm still on the Let Me theory. So I'm
Mhm.
still
Mm-hmm.
finishing that one because
I,
that one is like hitting my soul.
I was about to say,
But
how are you liking it? Yeah.
Yes.
I love all her books. I have all her other books, or one of her other books, or I think it's two of her other books, and then this one. So
hmm
I really
Okay.
like all her books.
Yeah. I want to go back and get the one about 5 second rule, or she got some good ones that I want to read.
He
Yeah,
does.
High
yeah.
five rule or something like
The
that.
high five rule.
High
Yeah,
Yes,
five.
high five
Yeah.
habit. Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
Yep.
So yeah, and then I hear y'all talking about this book, and I'm like, Because I understand where you guys are coming from about the whole phone call thing. Because me and my brothers, we have
Mhm.
certain days we talk, and it kind of bothers me because I'm like, we are all we have, and it's kind of like,
Mhm.
but I do understand the fact that we all have, different things going on in our lives, and plus our schedules do not align.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that's another reason. So, because if not, I'll be like probably cursing them out. Like, listen,
Yeah.
like what
Do you have
happened
only
to?
brothers? Do you have any sisters or just brothers?
No, I just have brothers. I'm the middle child, so you
How
know what
many do
happens
you
with them.
have, Sabrina?
I have two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother.
I have three brothers. I'm the only girl, but I'm the youngest, not the middle. I'm the youngest. Yep.
I would rather be the youngest, okay?
No, you don't.
Because the youngest is getting a lot of attention, okay?
Maybe coming up, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about now.
I
Uh,
can't.
but I relate. I relate to that
Yeah.
so much because my brothers are all over the place. I only
Mhm.
have one that's near me,
Okay.
one in Oklahoma, one in Virginia.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
although that's not too far from me, it's still,
Right.
a ways away.
Yeah.
And I don't talk to either one of those as near as any of them as much as I would like.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
I could use let me the let them
yeah.
theory and say let me
Yeah.
reach out more.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, if I do reach out and they don't respond, how am I going to feel?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the let them theory has you thinking that, yeah, you can say it. But for me, reading the book now at the age of 46 is kind of
Mhm.
like, I can't let all those years go by and then they don't pick up the phone or they,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, I think my feelings would change
Mhm.
because we're human. We're going to get upset. We're going to get
Mm-hmm.
bothered. We're going to.
Mhm.
So that I truly understand. Aslan, 30 is going to be your best time.
I can't. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I don't want to be like in a place where I like put too much pressure on myself because I can have a tendency to do that. But I just want to kind of flow into it. That's why I'm trying to focus. Not trying to, but focusing on my health. Really learning consistency because I want to
Um,
be leave being inconsistent in the past
yeah.
and not saying I have to have it all figured out by June, but even showing up here, this is like one of my consistency muscles that I'm like constantly building because I know once you have that, if you can put it in one area, you can apply it to other things,
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing really well. You're
Oh, well,
doing
thank you. Thank
amazing.
you.
Because
Thank you. You
I
are.
Yes.
saw that you went from I'll post today, don't see you until next month. And,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but I think
Yeah.
you're doing really well. And like I said, you show up for yourself. And that's where I'm at right now as well, is trying to heal from my past
Hmm.
to try not to constantly
Mm-hmm.
hold a grudge,
Right.
towards certain individuals, and trying to grow from it because
Absolutely.
people be like, oh, you're 46, let it go. No, you can't just let something go. You have
Right.
to heal from it. You can't even. How many years have we already done, swept it under the rug?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many times we done like covered up our emotions because we don't know how the other person's gonna feel?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you got so I know you get to that point when you want to do something different. Sabrina, was it you that posted a book about attachment? Was that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Did you read that book yet?
So I sold that book.
Oh, you say you sold it. Okay,
I
Oh,
okay.
sold
okay,
I
okay, okay.
sold it because I was starting to read the book, but first of all, I got that from my therapist because I do see a therapist.
Hmm. That's
That's a
good.
good thing.
Right.
Hmm.
That's a
It,
wonderful
it no.
thing.
All right, we'll talk about that good thing offline.
Okay.
Okay.
Offline. But it's not so good. But I don't think that book was for me, and maybe I got to
Mm-hmm.
the middle of the book and I was just like, this is more for couples, and the
Mhm.
attachment that I thought what I was going to read
Oh.
was me having attachments to my daughter. to both
Mm.
my daughters,
Mm-hmm.
because that's another thing I'm working on too, is having to detach myself from my daughters. That
Mhm.
might sound so horrible to some people, but
Mm-mm.
listen,
Mhm.
my kids be telling me right now, my daughter's like, I'm going to Puerto Rico and I'm dying inside.
Aw.
And
Oh,
and
Sabrina.
it's like a 50-50 thing, because she's been away for school. So I know that feeling already, how she's, that she's going to Puerto Rico, but it's just to know that she's in another,
Mhm.
so it's for my oldest, it's kind of like, all right, ma, I'm gonna start looking for an apartment. And I'm like, okay, hold on 1 minute. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm gonna figure it out, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure it out. But I just think that the book wasn't for me, and I think
Mhm.
it was more for couples.
Mhm.
And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I didn't finish the whole book. And if somebody in the comments could be like, girl, you should have read the whole thing, then I should have read the whole thing. But I don't think it was for me.
Okay, because the title itself caught my attention because that's something that actually did help me like evolve, was studying attachment. So I didn't know like what the book was. I just saw I had the heart and it said something about attachment. I was like, that
Mm-hmm.
looks interesting.
Yeah, it just kept talking about like the girlfriend and the boyfriend, and then her friend, and then the
Uh,
girlfriend and the boyfriend. It just kept going back and forth. And I was just like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, this book is not for me. And I'm not just going to waste my time reading
Right.
this book. I
Mhm.
mean, she said it was a really good book, and it helps her through. y- uh, I don't want to tell her business, because she thinks
Yeah.
she thinks she's she's my homegirl.
Yeah, no,
She
And
thinks
you don't
they're
have to go into
besties.
details. I
right, so
understand.
it helped her with her family, right? So it's kind of
Mhm.
like, I was like, oh, let me read this book, because it could probably guide me on how to start the process.
Right.
But I already started the process because my daughter went to college. And that was, I think, the start of me having to figure out. I think that was the worst anxiety panic attack I've
Mm.
gotten when my daughter left. So I
Mhm.
had to learn from that.
Mhm.
So the book could be for, I guess anybody, but it is all depends when a person is actually reading it and is seeing
Or yeah.
if it's for
Whether
you.
they can draw it out, like
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
something out of it for them. Like if you
Yes,
can't relate, then it's not gonna.
it's not for
Not gonna
you.
do it. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, let them theory, I'm feeling that one. And
Mm-hmm.
then you ladies are talking about this book, and I'm just like, okay, hold on, let me put this one on my, because I have a list. I have healing, happy, sad, get
Yeah.
over it, let them, like, I'm just writing down a whole bunch of books on trying to figure out how to heal at the age of 46.
Yeah, and I would say that you're honestly doing a great job too. First of all, you mentioned that you were in therapy, and I know that therapy
Mm-hmm.
can be tricky, but that's just going there is a great place to start. You're doing the work of reading and
Yeah.
all these things, so it's just a process. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
Sabrina
process.
is literally, she's tackling things from all angles.
Yeah.
Like she is really going in.
Mhm.
She
It's a
started
process. Yeah.
2026 like
It is a
I'm
process.
trying to fix all of this.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to listen. What else can I fix? Hold on. But
Yeah.
I had to slow myself down. I really, really had to sit down with myself and say, hold on, you can only take care of what you can like what you can control is what
Mhm.
you can control. Because I was in the process in my brain, that. And I'm like, hold on, I'm not doing nothing but paying off debt.
Mhm.
And I was just like, okay, pump your brakes. You still need to save. You still need to enjoy life at the same time. Because I don't know, this is probably another video for another time or live, but I don't know what it is to actually enjoy life.
Oh
Oh, I
no.
think her camera went out.
Can y'all hear
Oh,
me?
she that
Okay.
is yeah.
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
We
Oh, I
hear you.
can't hear you guys.
Oh
Oh, it happened to
man.
her. Go all the way out, Sabrina, and then come back in. Oh, I'm gonna say, look, go out.
Hi, Cash and Colin. She said, I love
Hey,
this collab.
Brittany.
Hi, T and Sabrina and Oslin. How are you?
Ah, wait, what are they
That sucks.
saying?
I was
Hold on.
scared that was gonna
Hi,
happen.
T and Sabrina and Oslin.
Wait, can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, let me
Okay.
see what y'all saying. I had that picture on the TV. My
We're
daughter's
on the
calling
big
me.
screen, Oslin. We've
Oh
made it.
yeah. Oh, y'all still are.
We made
I was watching y'all. I said, "Hold on, I can't miss this one," because my daughter's on her way from work, and she's trying to call me to like start our hamburgers, and I'm like,
it.
"Wait, hold on, I gotta go."
She's like, pause.
Right, hold on. But yeah, I'm really trying to figure out what life is like, how to enjoy life. What does that look like? I really enjoying life to me, obviously you girls already know it's my kids. You know what I'm saying? Any part of daytime I can speak to them, be around them. That's me enjoying life.
Right.
Me having coffee, that's me enjoying life. But
Mhm.
there's more outside of that
Mhm.
than just
Mm-hmm.
because I think what it is, I get comfort. I feel safe when it's just,
Right.
just doing the how you say that? Like
Simple things in life. That's
Simple
beautiful
things.
too.
And there's nothing
yeah,
wrong with
Absolutely, because
that.
you're not overlooking those things. That to
yeah.
me, that's a base. Because
No, it
anything that you
is.
add is like, you know,
Right. Right. Cause like
right.
what he was saying earlier about like how society wants you to have all these things, right? Because
Mhm.
that's what we supposed to have. We supposed to have a house by God knows what age, or
Mhm.
a fancy car, or
Mhm.
this. And I
Mm-hmm.
was saying this to myself today, and I think I said it in one of my videos. Like, I want my budget to look black and white, like simple. Like, let's just plug these numbers
Mm-hmm.
in. Let's talk about where the numbers are going, and that's it. Because I don't need nothing
Mhm.
fancy,
Right.
so I think
Yep.
that's where my mindset had went, where I was just like, oh no, I need to do more stuff. These people are traveling, I'm sitting at home, but I don't travel. I'm scared
Right.
to
I don't
travel.
either.
So
But don't you do you live in New
I
York,
don't
New York? Do you live in New York, New York? Like
yeah, I
this,
live in New
do,
York
do,
City.
do you like? And I know you've probably been there your whole life, but like you feel like you've done the thing. Like people go to New York, like they go do stuff. Have you done that stuff? Like, no.
Let me tell you, I work in the city and I can't stand the city.
Oh wow.
Mm-mm. I don't. It's
so
too many people. It's too
so
many
your
people.
travel would be like, like maybe
a
slower
beach, like
pace,
a calm
beach.
beach or
Yeah.
something like that.
Just give me an iced coffee and just let's go sit at the beach,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because
That's
I
awesome.
I don't listen. Just give me a book. Give me a
Mhm.
book. Let's go to the coffee shops. Let's just
Mhm.
do something. Like
Mm.
I'm not too much on the big stuff.
Right. Like
You
you could do
know?
like cabin trips. I want to go on a cabin
Yeah.
trip.
Now
Cabin
I
Yeah.
go on a
trip.
cabin trip every year, so
Yeah,
I get it.
I
I
want to do a
love
cabin
cabin.
trip, like lake house type vibe,
Right,
like
right, right,
relaxing
right.
vacation. Yeah, I can see
But
that.
I'm also Sabrina. I'm just like that. I'm not a big traveler either.
Hmm.
I don't really get a whole lot of out of it. I don't have anything against anybody who does. I think it's a personal kind of choice thing. Like,
Yeah.
but as for what you were saying about stuff, because I think about that all the time. People have a look. You have to have this, 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 and this to meet whatever
Standard.
Hmm.
standard that who knows put into place, because it's not real.
And like I said earlier, it's always
It's
a
not
move. It's always a
real.
moving target too. By the
Hmm.
way, you know.
Because
It's
once you
not
buy
real.
one thing, it's like a domino effect. You're gonna have to go buy this and you gotta go buy that.
Hmm.
Because one thing about Instagram and they always showing you something. People are always showing you stuff, and it's kind of like, am I being left out?
Hmm.
But you know what? Somebody,
Yep.
I was watching Pastor, was it Pastor Mike? He was saying like you should just be like sorry for the things that you don't need to be sorry for the things that you don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people don't show the vulnerable side of themselves. People don't show how you went through the struggle to get where you are. People are only showing what they actually have versus what was the process that you went through
Right.
to
Exactly.
get to this higher level. and
Exactly.
and I used to always be ashamed years ago of sharing that, until one day I was just like, no, this is my story.
Hmm.
Like having a baby young, I thought that was not a thing for people.
Hmm.
People were going to judge me, but you know what, I'm not the only one.
Nope.
Right. Hmm.
you know
Duh. It wasn't
Right.
right
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like, I just got over that whole thing. Like, listen, you're gonna be my, if you want to join my circle, I don't even have a circle, first of
Mhm.
all. Okay. I just know that if you want to be friends or you want to be anything, you know what I'm saying? I just think that people just have to accept you for who you are.
here.
Yeah.
Like, let
Absolutely.
them, let me.
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
let them. You're so right, Sabrina. And I feel like I needed to hear that because what I was gonna say is I love how you rebrand to becoming because now you can see the doc like you can show the steps. That's something that I've wanted to do, but I do have an inch of like what will people think about me. Like if I set a goal and I'm like open about it and like I don't do it and it's like I gotta admit that I failed and it's like
You can't
you
worry
know
about it.
right you can't worry about it because I
Mm-hmm.
really know it's much more it's much more rewarding to if you choose to share you want to share that journey and then just reach the destination versus like just reaching a destination because like you said Sabrina people don't know the process that you went through the work that you had to go through the ups and downs you know
Right.
so yeah
Right.
that's a good
Just
point.
like up here. Like we
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of budgeting content and stuff. Like, nobody, well, I won't say nobody. There's some people who do, but don't really talk about the before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The before they got their budget together. Like I've had a car repossessed. I've
Mm-hmm.
been evicted.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've
Right.
had all of those things happen to
Right.
me before.
Right.
But people are like scared to talk about that. Like,
Right.
Right.
but I
Because they're,
haven't.
because I think they're afraid to be judged.
I
Yeah.
don't. My thing is, it was a story, and doesn't it make it even better when you can
Right.
get through that? When you can
Right.
persevere through it?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know,
I
it truly.
agree.
It also goes back to what we just read too. Those same examples. That part of not being able to share that is thinking that you are special,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's uniquely good or uniquely bad. You know, like
Right.
I want to share. I want to share. I got so many journeys that I want to share. I'll use one. I want to share my journey of building a brand, but I don't want people to see me I don't know, fail or have moments. I'm trying to use a loose example that's
But that's
also
not
real.
failure. That's the
Right. That
perception. That's what the book said.
Yep.
yeah.
What is really a failure or what is not? Like your mind is telling you what is a failure.
Right.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
I saw when I saw you post that, I was just like, what?
Which one?
Yes. With your
Oh,
picture, and
oh
you
yeah,
wrote
oh yeah.
that you was
Yes.
having a blog. I was
Yes.
like, I want to do that. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
I really am. I really am. Oh, and if you want to start a blog, I can show you how I did it too. Sabrina, I can tell you what I
because
did. But
my thing is like, yeah, I could tell my story on
hmm
YouTube all I want. But I feel like when you write it in words, which I'm trying, like I'm working on writing,
Mhm.
because we're so quick now to use
right,
voices,
yes,
right? And so
Yes.
I'm not like 100% like, oh God, I know how to write a paragraph or whatever. But I want to start doing that so I can know how to write a paragraph.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Because writing is a part of essential of your, like a essential, right? That's how you say it. Like it's
yeah,
part of your life in order for you to have all your grammar, like,
hmm
correct and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think a blog is actually you speaking to the people. You could
right,
talk all you want in front of a camera, but I think when
yeah,
you write it, it means talking in front of a camera means a lot, but then writing it and someone reading it and interested in reading it,
hmm
that's
yeah. So
It's a written
I'm
record for every forever.
right. I'm gonna
You know.
share y'all with y'all on what my plan is, even though I haven't put it in place yet. The things that I
Please
want to
do.
share in my life that are like my health journey. Like I really want to lose like 80 pounds.
okay.
I wanted it to be like before 30, but who knows? I might not reach by 30, but I'll say by the end of the year. So that I wanted to share what it's like being a new wife in some instances, just certain
Okay.
things, not like in a put my business out there, but learning lessons, stuff like that. And
But that
what I
information could help someone else.
absolutely. So this
Mhm.
was what my plan is, honestly, y'all. I want to use my blog as a deep dive for people that really
Mm.
care. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like if you sit there and read this, I can be a little bit more open with you. I might
Mm-hmm.
make something a similar thing on a video, but it's not going into super deep, deep details
Mhm.
versus
Right.
video because
Right.
what instilled that fear in me is, when I first started YouTube, it's like nobody in the world knew I had a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Now I'm in a space where people that know me in real life know that I have a YouTube channel. And I just don't want to really give people like, what you saying no, T?
Nope, I'm not telling nobody in my real life.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. And you're more you can be more free when it's like that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You can be more
you
free when it's like that. But once you realize that people you know in real life know that you have a YouTube channel, it's like you don't. For me personally, I don't want to say and be as open. It's just not as easy. You know what I mean? It's
right,
not as
right.
easy as it used to be to just turn on the camera and just start running my mouth about whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I am working on getting over that, and I think that that's the way that I'm going to do it. Like I'll have my blog, and I'll have a video topic, but the video topic will not just completely reiterate what the blog is. It's just like if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, you can read it here, like that.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think that will build your confidence because I think you having a lot of confidence, girl, since you've been coming on here, okay?
I've been feeling
She's
better with
always confident. Osland
well,
is like,
Right. Even
yeah,
when she was showing up before, even when she was showing up before once a month. I mean, listen, that's
yeah,
confident. It takes a lot because I'm gonna be honest with you. Even my older brother was telling me, he was like, I would never have thought that you would show your face on YouTube.
yeah.
And if this cat don't stop biting me,
Oh no,
I'm gonna knock him out. You know he always try to show up
yeah,
somewhere.
the kitty loves the spotlight. Even when
Right.
she's
I'm
doing her
sorry, guys. I'm
videos,
over here cutting potatoes,
he,
but
he
oh, it's okay, Sabrina. But I was gonna say, honestly, I feel like that confidence comes from, like I said, my YouTube channel started in the most purest way. I didn't have nobody else to talk to, and I started talking to a camera.
right.
Mhm.
So the way I look at it for me is like when it comes to people that subscribe to my channel or unsubscribe, either way, I appreciate it because by subscribing to my channel, you're saying that you want to be here. You do not have to describe. You do not have to
Mhm.
subscribe to my channel.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
a subscribe or unsubscribe is just, do you want to be here or not? But it's your own goal. So I can be
Right.
open on YouTube because I feel like my YouTube people really rock with me. Like you obviously here for a like you like me or something. You know what I mean? So it's easier for me to just be open on YouTube. But I'm really not like that on other social media platforms. I'm like, this is just YouTube. YouTube is like my family.
It's a comfort
Yeah.
zone.
My
Yeah.
internet family, my comfort zone. Yes. And so then
Yeah.
when we got to the point where I started realizing people started seeing my comfort zone, it was like, oh snap, oh gosh, like what are you doing here?
No.
Now, for me, I'll be honest. I was gonna start my channel faceless. My
Uh-huh.
whole goal was not to
Yeah.
show.
Mhm.
But what I learned was that they're not as successful. Those channels are not as successful.
Right.
Yeah.
People like to see people. They like to,
Right.
you know. Now,
Mhm.
the reason I tell my family and friends or anybody like that, I would never share that.
Mhm.
Uh, Number one, with what I talk about, because I am very transparent.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need all them.
Yeah.
I, I, don't, I don't need some of them to know
Right.
some of the things
Can
that
I
I
borrow
share.
$5?
I don't need.
Do you have $10 you can lend me?
Right, Sabrina. No, I don't
Right.
want that. I don't want to open those doors. And then
Yeah.
third, there's some things I want to share up here, but I'm not going to be able to share until I retire because
Yeah.
there's things I cannot disclose. I would probably be a little bit more open with some things, but I cannot because I don't want to violate anything with
Okay.
my work.
Right.
Okay.
So, that's the reason I'm kind of like foggy on some things. I'm not kind of straight to the point.
Okay.
Mhm.
Once that's over, I would be more open up here. But yeah, I would never tell
Mhm.
a family that no, no.
Right. Yeah. So imagine me. I'm just kind of like, it just kind of happened, and I'm like,
Listen, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start couponing. People started thinking I was broke.
Oh
And I love
I
couponing.
was broke. I am broke. I'm
And what does
rich.
it matter?
And I'm rich. And being rich don't have nothing to do with my bank account. It has to do
no.
with I
Right.
have a roof over my head. My
Absolutely.
kids are good. I raised my kids in the best way I can.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. I could buy me an iced coffee or coffee in general.
Right.
Okay. And I got food in my refrigerator.
Absolutely.
Yep,
That's I'm rich.
You really are.
you really
Absolutely.
are.
Your
No,
He
bank
he
account
says
seriously.
that
don't.
exact thing in the book, Osland. He said
Hmm.
he made that exact example in the book
Which part?
about
Oh, like
having food,
having, yeah.
clothing, and a roof.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you know what it was?
And peace. Peace
I
is
don't know. Oh,
priceless.
peace is priceless. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
don't come over here with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I came to the realization in 2024 that I was just like, I'm not letting no one just walk all over me. I'm just going to speak up when I need to speak up in a respectful way, in a way that I'm not going to offend you, but you might get offended anyway because what they say that if you can't tell your friends exactly how you feel without them getting upset, they're not your friends.
They're
That's
not your
true.
friends.
You're
That's
gonna
true.
lose them, and that's why I don't have a circle. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, and my thing is, I'm not sitting here saying that some of it wasn't probably something that I've said or whatever, whatever, because no one's approached me about it. Because that's to
Right.
tell you that my circle wasn't for me. Because if you couldn't say, Sabrina, you was a bitch when
Mm-hmm.
you said this.
Right. Right.
Do I mean do you,
Yep.
yeah, you didn't approach me, so I'm never gonna know if I was a bad friend or a good friend.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's true.
I want someone that's gonna put me in my place. You know what I'm
Yep.
Yep.
saying? Like this is
Mm-hmm.
what friendship is about. You know,
Right. Like
like
just
my
like and it should be able to do it respectfully too. You don't have to be
right.
disrespectful to do it.
Because
No,
if
you
my
don't
kids
have to
could
be disrespectful to be honest.
right,
Mm-hmm.
because
You
if
really
my kids
don't.
could do it, if my kids could do it disrespectfully and respectfully, I mean, listen,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you grow a backbone. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
That's that's when you be like, hold on, sweetheart, hold your
Mm-hmm.
horses. But no,
Hmm.
at, this is I think why my daughter be like, Ma, you need to go out and find some friends. I don't need to find nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If I go out there and I find a friend and like we, we vibe or whatever, then that's what it would be. But I just don't want to go find a friend
Right.
because I don't have any. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yep.
and honestly, in my own personal experience, Sabrina, like as you continue the process of your healing journey,
Mm-hmm.
because like I don't know exactly where you are as far as time and as when you specifically started, but it's like you go through like a maybe not so pretty phase, but
Mm-hmm.
when you get to the point where things start clearing out and you just like literally start seeing things clearer, the right people will just be automatically attracted to you.
They gravitate.
They just gravitate. You do not have to find anybody.
You know
Like
what's
the right
crazy?
people will just find you.
Hmm.
Right. And I agree with you on that because let me just say, I just started my healing last year.
Hmm.
And let me just tell you how people just started dropping flies 5 years ago.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
And that
Yep.
and what I say to myself is that right, God says he's gonna show you.
Hmm.
Well, I guess he was showing me, but I was blind because I wanted to hold on to friendships. I
Yeah.
wanted to why are we beefing? Why are we having this, you know what I'm saying? There is no beef.
Hmm.
So why are we at this stage? You know what I'm saying? And I and
Right.
I and I have a thing of, oh, as we get older, we should hold on to people. Listen,
Mm-mm.
no, we don't have to hold on to no
You
whether it's
don't
a
have to.
family member, whether it's a friend, family. I even tell my kids, get on my nerves and y'all listen. Because a lot of people think that because they are your kids, you supposed to tolerate what you tolerate. Thank God my
Mhm.
kids are not like that. But I always say to myself, like, I always want to make sure that my kids are with me. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of we always have to be on good terms. No, we don't.
Right.
That's not realistic. Realistic is
No, because they're
everybody.
humans. They're human
That's
beings
right.
themselves, living their own life with their own thoughts and their own. Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna clash.
Right. A lot. Because
Yeah.
we're girls.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Because we're
my
girls.
daughter, I already tell her, Sabrina, I can help you with anything, but you can't come. We can't live in the same house.
Mhm.
Like, no, for real, I'm serious, and she
Mhm.
agrees.
Mhm.
You know,
We would be
I'm the total.
bickering.
See, that's where the detachment I'm working on, because that's my safety. That as long as they with me, I know they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm blocking what they want to do in life. Even though my kids, one thing I could sit here and say is I'm the way I am, but my kids, they experience, they travel. That
Right.
they didn't get that from me.
Mhm.
They and my kids ask me all the time, like, "Molly, why you don't take a trip?" All right, I'm 46. How old are you now? By now, you should know I'm not traveling. Like,
Mhm.
but I said this year I want to do like small little things, like maybe take an Amtrak somewhere or take a bus somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I overcame the fear of driving on the
Oh,
highway far, right? Because
Mhm.
that was one of my other fears of driving on the highway and
Mhm.
getting stuck somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that's part of healing. That's part of,
Yeah.
learning and
Mhm.
having to figure it out instead of somebody saying, get out of, let that go. You're already this age. Like you shouldn't be even going through none of that. It's
Yes,
kind of like,
exactly. Yeah, because when you go from a healing standpoint, it's like you go back to, well, where did this fear come from? Why do I feel like this? And then you can like kind of like backtrack and then figure it out versus like,
mm-hmm.
oh, time's up. I can't be afraid to do this anymore because that's just gonna make you go like this, like, oh god, now I
right.
gotta
Yeah.
do something, and
Okay.
And
I
I
did.
need to
I
clear
did.
that up too. It's not that
Right.
huh?
I'm saying my child can't live in my vicinity.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
We
We
can't
not.
be in the same space. Okay.
yeah,
We are
Uh,
very much alike.
oh.
And although when we're together, it's very high energy. Like we
Mhm.
annoy my
Ah.
husband, very high energy.
yeah.
But once we do that for a while,
Right. You just need space.
we repel each other. Like we got to repel back because it's
Hmm.
very like we're jumping all around and screaming
Yeah.
and just what I mean, like just having a good time. But yeah,
Yeah.
she can
Oh.
live on the property.
Yeah.
she
You
she
can
can
live
have a
up.
tiny
You can
house.
live upstairs, right? You can live next
You know
door.
what I mean? Something like that. We could do that.
No, I truly understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
I didn't
I was
take
like,
that.
oh,
I
that
didn't
sounds
take that
bad.
no other way. Trust me. Okay. Because when my daughter comes back from college, I'm like, okay, you leaving in about 3 months. Cause she come back with all her stuff. It's kind of like, hold on.
Hmm.
So, but at the end of it, we still love our children, and we
Mm-hmm.
we're, we're learning. Like I tell my kids all the time, I'm learning from you guys as well. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all put me on my toes. Patience came from my first kid, so I have a lot of patience for a lot of things. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So at the end of it is, I feel like we're doing our best. We're doing
Absolutely. Yeah.
amazing. We're gonna
Hmm.
continue growing.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I then come out with that blog and make sure you like drop it.
And
Yeah.
Sabrina, you need to get with me about a date because we're
Yes,
gonna do a live too. And I just
yes.
Oh,
thought,
nice.
yeah, I just thought about something while we were talking up here
Mhm.
about stuff we can talk about. We actually, me and Sabrina actually have a lot in common. We've
Oh
gone through a
wow,
lot
y'all!
of
Oh yeah,
similar
I would truly love to see
experiences.
that.
And
yeah.
yeah, I thought about something, so I'll
Okay.
have to let you know what I
Definitely,
thought about.
we could probably set up a Zoom.
Yeah, it's
Let's
gonna
set
be
up a
like a
Zoom.
chatty kind of thing, Osland. Like just
Yeah.
chatting about stuff because I just think we have a lot
On
in
live,
common
right?
with different, yeah, with
Yeah.
different little nuances. It's just
I
I
think
thought it would
I
be
mean,
cool.
I don't know all the different. I learned some just by this conversation, but just the fact that both of y'all creating budgeting channels on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
says a lot to me. Like that y'all have multiple things that could probably
Mm-hmm.
connect. But yeah, I would
and
love to see that.
and mind you, Aslan, my name changed about 50,000 times. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I went from budgeting to
Oh yeah,
No,
I
I
followed
went
you when
from
you were budgeting.
couponing. I was
Oh,
couponing. That's how I started my original channel. And
mm-hmm.
then I went into the budgeting because I was just like, wait a minute. I know what it was to make this amount. Just imagine the other girl, like the other young lady that has maybe one kid and she's
Right.
18 years old. Listen, I worked at Lane Bryant. I was making what?
Mm-hmm.
I think $8.
I used to work there too, by the way, at one
Uh,
point.
I worked in three
I
of
was
them, and
let's
I was
see, 18.
loyal to them.
I was in a grocery store. I worked in a grocery store as a cashier.
No, at 18, I was working at Cookies at 18. I was working at
What's
Cookie's
Cookies?
department store, the one down here downtown in Fulton
Oh,
Street.
it's a New York department store.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I was working there, and like, you think about it, I spent all my money. I
Mm-hmm.
know this could be a nice video for a nice live for us to talk about. The
Yeah.
amount of money that I've had that no one stopped me and said, "Girl, why are you blowing $10,000 out your
Mm-hmm.
taxes?" Because
Mm-hmm.
children, by the way, people bring you the money for taxes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was I spent it on my kids. I spent it on what I think was luxury sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Doing my nails and,
Game
you know,
systems. Oh my
right.
gosh.
Giving my kids everything they wanted because I couldn't afford it throughout the whole entire year.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
That can help a lot of people. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I
Especially
think
like you
we.
said, same scenario, like a young mom that's willing and wanting to
Mm-hmm.
learn, and then
Right.
have somebody that they can connect with that is like,
Right.
showing
Right.
them.
Because there's
Yep.
only one person we need to reach. I don't know if y'all
Right.
ever. I don't know if y'all ever watch. I don't know. Should I the TT? I don't know if we could say that on here. Can we say that on here? TT, the social media.
What do you mean? Oh, somebody else's social media?
No, no, no. The it's Instagram and then it's
Oh
TT.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We
oh,
can
we
say
can
it.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can say TikTok.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you are on TikTok, but Gary V.
I
That
love get. Well, I
man.
can say I love Gary. I'm listening.
First of all, that man. I tell you, I think he's screaming at me all the time. And I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm gonna get up and make a video. Like, he's like, people need to stop feeling like they have to prove a point to people. People
Mm-hmm.
need to stop feeling they need to have an aesthetically background.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
And it's
mhm.
crazy because in one of my videos, I was like, yeah, I have the brown cabinets and the white refrigerator. And somebody was like, what does that mean? I said, oh, there's like a thing going around that if you have brown cabinets and a white refrigerator, you're just broke. You
Oh
don't
Yeah,
have
it's
no,
anything.
a thing, Osland, that you have to have.
Thus,
stainless
Everything has
stainless
steel.
to be
steel.
aesthetic. The white walls
Yeah, I'm not good with
stainless steel,
trends.
and
Yeah,
it has to be a certain aesthetic look for you
Right.
to.
yeah.
Right.
That's not true. Your people will
No,
find you. You know
that's
what I
right.
mean? That's the
That's
most
right.
important
Yeah.
thing. My sister used to tell me about Gary Vee, but I never actually tuned into him. Like, I got a little excited because I know his name, but I actually never really tuned into him outside of my
He
sister
just
telling me stuff.
he
But
just
I
cursed a
want
lot.
to. You say he what?
He just cursed a lot.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
The name is very popular. Like,
I
Mm-hmm.
think that because this is what I got from him. I
mhm,
got positivity, regardless how it comes out his mouth. Because coming out of his mouth is like, damn, like, you harsh.
mhm,
But I think the way he says it, it would either, like T said earlier, it would either gravitate to you, or you will be able to take it in, or you just like,
Right.
next one.
right.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that he says so many things that is just like, oh, really? Okay. Let me
Right.
figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
we can learn from other people. That's what a lot of people don't understand. I don't know why people gatekeep, or people you ask a question and it's kind of like, T, you got a second for me?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
I have a question.
Yep.
But you know
Right?
Absolutely.
what, though, Sabrina, you're open to that. What I have found, honestly, though, a lot of people, they feel like you haven't experienced some of the things. They don't realize that you've also experienced those things, that you do
Mhm.
have some knowledge about. A lot of people look at the end result of something, they don't look at where the person's been.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
you
Mhm.
know my story. You
Mhm.
know what, everything. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Right.
saying? I think that when even me, I'm guilty of it. I'll look at another content creator that's budgeting and they have this, that, and the third, but you don't really realize
Yes. Uh-huh.
their backstory, what it took them to get to where they are.
Yep.
Right.
And so,
And I honestly, I think y'all. I'm sorry, T. Go ahead.
uh-huh. No,
Oh, no, I
go
was gonna
on.
say, I feel like y'all make great points on both sides because it just connected to me. Like, whether you are showing the point of getting to that, or showing where you are and then where you came from, that's
Right.
where the meaning is. The meaning is
Mm-hmm.
still in the journey of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
Because one of the people, I follow, T is Kiana Watson. And she's somebody I've just always been very, very drawn to and very, very inspired by. And Kiana is maybe 44. She's
Mm-hmm.
in her 40s. And when she's very open and transparent anyway, but when she does flashbacks to where she was at my age, we're literally doing the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm.
in that same, like, even not doing it's like the same piece. It
Right.
brings so much comfort to me because I'm like, that's how I want to be in my 40s. Like, I want to be like Kiana. And I don't have to say I need to be like Kiana right now
Right.
because
Right.
it's like her end result, she's still like showing this is where I was in
Mm-hmm.
my 20s when I was 29.
Right.
Even with you T in your budgeting, you say this is like 28 is when I took it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is how I got here. So
Yeah.
that's meaningful on both sides. Like, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
showing going there, or you're there and you're showing how you got there, and also where you're going next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, I feel like I'm not aesthetic either, Sabrina. I don't have the flashy things in the background either. I don't have the things that you would see, or the big house, or the I don't have any of those things,
Hmm.
Right.
you know. Um and that's a challenge too.
Right.
It's a challenge too, because people have to believe that you what you are doing, which is why I show a lot.
Hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
show more than sometimes I feel comfortable showing,
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
because otherwise they don't believe. Like, cause I coupon.
Hmm.
Right.
So if they think you're broke, they think I'm broke too. But
Hmm.
I just love to coupon. And I
Yeah.
don't care. And I don't care if you think I'm broke. In fact,
That's
I
right.
prefer you think I'm
Right. And even though
I
I don't
prefer,
coupon, that's
you
something
know.
that I want to learn how to do. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
just don't have this because it is a skill.
Right.
It's a
I mean,
skill.
listen,
you know.
if we could find a good deal, why not?
Exactly. That's
Listen,
what I'm
why do we
saying.
gotta spend $8 on toothpaste when we can get it for
Mm-hmm.
$1? And no,
Yup.
not the dollar from the 99 cent store, because I think the 99 cent store toothpaste is fake. But
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I just think that a lot of people just don't. A lot of people just don't get it, right?
Right.
And it's not for a lot of people to get. It's for me to get it.
Mhm.
It's for me to get, and I'm sharing that part of my life with people where it's like this is what I'm doing to actually get out of debt. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is
Yep.
what I'm trying to be better at. So when like credit cards, how many times did I fall into credit card debt?
Mhm.
But that is something that I have to learn on my own, not someone
Mm-hmm.
telling me this is what you need to do, right?
Yes.
Oh, you doing it all wrong. How am I doing it wrong? How did you do it right?
Mhm.
Like,
There
just
is
say
no right way.
there is no right way.
Just
There
have to
is
pay it off. There's just right.
exactly. There is
Mhm.
no in anything in life. There is no right or way. Like I can't tell you something. You can probably hear me or like just take it in and be like, okay, I could probably take a little part of that, but I don't really think that's true. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And a lot of
Right.
people don't understand that. Everybody that thinks that talks down to you, not talk with you, but talk down to you, because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They just be like, oh nah, you spending. Oh no, no. You shouldn't even be spending that much. Like you don't even make this certain amount of money. But nobody
Mhm.
understands that majority of my debt is from school
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
because I tried to better myself. And
Right.
was it worth it? Was it worth the degree? No, but it was worth it to me because I got a GED out of it and I got an associate's degree out of it.
Mhm.
So at the end of it is whether I coupon, whether I do you guys watch uh what's his name? It's a guy on YouTube. I know y'all seen them Bradley on a budget.
Yes.
Listen,
Now his standard, he's frugal to the max.
listen, and I don't blame him. And he's sharing his story. If that's what he wants to do, so many people judge him,
Mm-hmm.
but that man got $500,000 in the
He's
bank.
Mm.
not broke. He just likes to
Right.
be frugal. I don't know if you've ever heard of Prepper Princess on YouTube.
No.
She lives really frugal too. She actually lives on like below the poverty line, and
Okay.
she's a millionaire. She
I would
It's
have to
just how they
Google.
choose to live. And that's what I want to get on our side of things. I want for our people to see that you don't have to have.
All the fancy stuff.
We actually believe that the flashier things we see means that people have money, or the flashier things we see are what dictates that a person is. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're very much aesthetic people. We need to know what shoes you have on, how big is your house, what
Right.
kind of, in order to feel as if you have.
Right.
And I want us to get to the understanding, like where we can have people like them, like a prepper princess and like Bradley, to where we can understand that they're not broke,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
but they're choosing to live a lifestyle that doesn't look aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're not very accepting of that, and I don't understand why.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't
don't get me
understand
wrong,
why.
like I'm to the point right now, I'm taking anything that's in my house that I have not used in the last year, and I'm gonna say last 2 years, I'm either selling or I'm giving it to my neighbor. Here you
Yeah.
Yeah.
go. Because at the end of it is, if I can make money off it, yes, I'm going to try to sell it. But if I see like it's not moving, I'm giving it to my neighbor. Because at the end of it is that we buy stuff and it's kind of like, okay, you haven't touched it. That's why my kids, they put me, let me tell you
Hmm.
what my kids told me how it was. You need to stop waiting for the right moment to put on those pair of sneakers that's been sitting in your closet for the whole entire year.
Mm-hmm.
My kids done bought me Uggs. They bought me sneakers. Like my oldest daughter, she's always like, Mom, stop waiting for that right moment. Wear
Mm-hmm.
it. Just wear it. That's what we bought it for. Is for you
Right.
to wear it. Cause she knows that they know I don't buy myself nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. Like I even just told y'all, I don't know what enjoying life means. But
Right.
at the same time, yeah, if we're not wearing it, let's get rid of it. And
Hmm.
bragging on a budget to a certain extent, I could be like, yes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't judge him. That's just how
Right.
he wants to live his life. And I think
Hmm.
he
And it's
he's
working for her.
it's working for him.
So I don't, but I don't know. I just think society as a whole has a problem, which this is a whole other topic for another day because we
And I
probably
know,
got to
and
get off here. We're over.
I
But
kept y'all out here. I'm sorry. I'm so
no,
No.
sorry.
I enjoyed talking to you. We had a great time.
Absolutely.
No, what I was saying, I think society as a whole has a problem. They don't like people who this I don't want to be
Oh,
I don't want
look.
to say this offensive, who look and or are that, like, people are offended by people who are poor. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
they act as if they don't want to see it. They want to turn a blind eye to it, or they.
But
like
it's
they
funny.
don't
But
they
it's
don't like
funny
people
because
that
they'll
don't
be.
need things.
But
Like
sometimes people even are happy that you in that position.
And that part, either that or they. It's like, I don't know. It's like a.
I know
I
what it
don't know,
is.
but I
I,
understand
yeah,
so much of the different sides of it. But I just,
because
like I
there's
said,
multiple
I
sides.
wish we weren't so fixated
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
on
And
things.
maybe
I
and
wish.
maybe we could do more lives like this in order
Mm-hmm.
to maybe we don't want to change nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But we also don't want to be giving money away to certain things that doesn't mean something to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Absolutely.
We can talk about stuff like that, Sabrina, like stuff that opens
Yeah,
people's minds to maybe a different point
definitely.
of view.
So you
We can
Mm-hmm.
text
talk.
me and you tell me what day and time you want to do this Zoom. Osley, keep rocking it because you're
You
doing a
too,
really good
Sabrina.
job. Okay. And
Thank
I
you.
guess thank you for having me. I'm so
You're
Thank you
sorry.
for
very much.
coming
Thank
up
you for coming
here.
on.
I
You're
took
only our
45 minutes of your time.
second guest.
Have
So
a good
thank you,
night.
Sabrina.
You're
Thank you so much,
welcome.
Sabrina.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
T. See y'all
Bye.
later. All right.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
y'all.